Mister right here for that saxophone lesson 3. We're going to be using the neck joint. Sometimes it's called the gooseneck. Sometimes I call it that, the gooseneck, neck joint, and the mouthpiece with the reed. And you want to make sure you have just a pencil thin line of black mouthpiece over that reed, and your ligature screws are snug but not too tight. So if you'll look here in exercise number 1, this is the note that it's the transposed note for the fully assembled saxophone. And of course, I put the fingering for that here. But or if you have a piano available to you, just go to the A above middle C, and it's about the pitch that we'll be playing. And of course, you remember from lesson 1 and the review from 2 that this is a whole note right here in exercise number 1. Uh, and it's going to get 4 beats apiece. These arrows represent the downbeats in each measure. 4 beats of sound, 4 beats of silence. All right. So here we go. Whole note, 4 beats of sound, sound, silence, 4 beats apiece. One, two, number one. Two, three, four. Two, three, four. Two, three, four. And so I just begin each note by taking my tongue and touching it lightly to the underneath side of the reed. Now, number 2, we have a whole note for 4 beats, then 2 half notes for 2 beats each. All right, then it goes back to whole notes, half notes, etc. So let's try exercise number 2. Ooh, my number 3 is out of place. Ooh, gotta fix that. So here we go. Our F sharp. 1, 2, 3. In that one, after I played for a couple of measures, I remembered, oh, I need to open up the inside of my mouth so I'll have a nice tone quality. Then I was able to play a little bit softer. It was more pleasant to listen to, not so buzzy. Okay, now number 3. That number 3 is supposed to be right there. So sorry. Um, Now, number 3, we have a half note for 2 beats of sound, half note rest for 2 beats of silence. Right? And you may say, I can't remember the difference between a whole note rest and a half note rest. If you'll remember, a whole note rest takes up the whole measure. There's nothing else there. Half note rest only takes up half the measure. So you almost don't even really need to remember which one's which. So number 3, here we go. A half note rest, and etc. 1, 2, and all right. And then we've got half note rest, just a different combination here. Number 4. 1, 2, 3. And you might be able to hear that I'm using a little bit of jaw vibrato, just a little bit, that you want to trail at the end of notes. You don't want to do it all the time. It's best to hit the note straight on just with a pure tone and then trail off the end of the note with a little touch of tasteful vibrato. Now, number 5, straight quarter notes here. So each note occurs right on the downbeat. 4 beats the measure. Each note gets 1 beat. Then it's followed by 4 quarter note rests. These are quarter note rests. 1 beat of rest per each. Then it goes back and forth. Number 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? And then this says try to play these measures in one breath. And this is known as a 4-bar phrase. It's 4 measures. And it's like, when you speak a sentence, you don't say, hello, I am going. You say it as a phrase, like "Hello, how are you doing? I'm going to go over here." You know, it's just like, and it's the same thing in music. This is like a sentence that we want to put together in one breath. So here we go. We're going to keep the air flowing, in other words, and we won't take a breath till right here after measure four. One, two, three. And it says conserve your air for the last four measures, right? So I just did one phrase and then I took a breath right here. Then we played the next phrase all in one breath to make it very musical. And you could add in you could start soft crescendo to the downbeat of this third measure and then slowly decrescendo. It means it gets softer so you get louder to hear, decrescendo there. Just an option to make it musical. Number seven. I didn't put a number eight. Anyway, here we go. So you got two quarter notes for sound, and there's on beat three is a quarter note rest, and then so there's different combinations to just give you a drill on how to read these different rhythms. So quarter notes for one beat apiece, etc. One, two, three. Mm, different combinations right here. You have to really count in your mind as you're playing. Um, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. This final exercise here, the mystery one. 1, 2, 3. Rest, 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 rest. Oh, sorry. 2, 3. All right. So that's how lesson 3 for saxophone goes.